Hi, I'm Antonio Centeno, the founder of Real Men Real Style, and today I'm going to be talking about suit colors. Not suit style, not suit cut, not suit patterns, just suit color. So oftentimes I'm asked, if I'm going to own one suit, what is the one color? What is the fabric that I should select? And my answer, the vast majority of the time, is charcoal gray. Charcoal gray is probably the most versatile suit color on the planet. You can wear it to a funeral, you can wear it to a wedding in the same day. You can wear it to a job interview. It's just a dark, it's not black. In fact, some people will mistake it for black, but when you're out in the light, especially natural light, you're going to be able to see that it is lighter than black. And because of that, it doesn't have as many of the problems with black that black has, being so stark. And charcoal gray, it just goes with so many shirt colors, so many patterns, textures of fabrics. Charcoal gray in a worsted wool fabric is the most versatile suit fabric, and one that I highly recommend if you're going to go, and this is going to be your first suit. Now, the one right behind it, and because it's so common, especially in North America, is navy blue. Now, navy blue can have the effect of, especially on young men, it can make them look younger, although this isn't always a bad thing if you're a bit older. And navy blue isn't as formal as charcoal gray, but throughout North America and in many parts, I would say most of the world, a navy blue suit is going to get you by. And I would say it comes very close next to charcoal gray. So if you have a navy blue suit, or if you're having to choose between two suits and the navy blue fits you better, not a problem. Go with a navy blue. It's going to be just a tad bit less versatile, but I'm splitting hairs here. So charcoal gray, navy blue, easily the two suits that I 99% of the time recommend as a first suit for a man whenever he comes to me looking for something like that. Okay, what are the other fabrics, colors that you need to be looking out for and to understand them? Black. Black is very common, but that doesn't mean that it should be. And black, I think, is overused. Black's great if you have black hair and you have dark colored skin. I think a black suit on a man like that looks great. But if you have light colored skin, light colored hair, black can be easily overpowering. And black comes from a history of more, you see it in formal wear. And it transitioned in the suits. And many people out there will argue that black is not therefore a good choice for a suit and should be reserved for formal wear. I'm not that stuck on that, but I do believe that if you've got a choice, go with navy or charcoal gray before you go with black. And again, black for me is more for men with black hair because it better frames the face and it's not overpowering, especially if you've got a little bit darker skin, then it's not going to suck the color out of you. So because it's got such a stark contrast between the skin, black can, especially under unnatural lighting, suck a little bit of the color out of skin. It just doesn't look always that great. But after black, medium gray. This is something that I see is underused, and I'm not saying that if you already own a charcoal gray or a navy blue suit, a medium gray is a great second or third or fourth suit. And so medium gray, Cambridge gray as it's sometimes called, is going to be, you can clearly tell this is gray under all types of lighting. And medium grays are great because they're not as formal as charcoal grays, but for most business settings and even for weddings, especially ones that are outside, medium gray fits great. And because gray is such a neutral palette, it's going to go with a wide range of shirts. So like the navy and like the charcoal gray, medium gray, you can pretty much match it with a wide range of shirts. So it's very versatile. So going for medium gray, you can look at light grays as well. Light grays are great for summer wear. And the lighter color, and again, the very neutral palette makes it match a wide range of shirts. And the lighter color allows it to just feel right when it comes to hot weather wear. I like a light gray suit with that's unlined. And what I mean by unlined is that the jacket doesn't have an inner lining. And this works really nice whenever the weather is hot and it allows you to breathe a bit more. So that's light gray. Again, I really like it for summer wear, not so much for winter wear. While we're talking about summer wear, let's talk about tan. Tan is another fabric that if you're in a tropical area, you want to go for a lighter weight, and tan is great because it's going to stand out. And it is a pretty neutral palette, so it's going to go with a wide range of shirt fabrics. And tan in general is it's harder to find, but it is going to suit many men. There are certain types of, especially if you wear it with a dark colored suit, it may be, you can create a stark contrast there, which may be a bit overpowering for men with light hair and light skin. But if you pair it with a light colored patterned shirt, then all of a sudden you've got a great combination that even a redheaded man, or I'm sorry, yes, a man with red hair and with light skin, he can pull off. All right, after tan, let's look at brown. We're staying in the same family. Brown has some negative connotations with it. It was said, I think Winston Churchill, brown looks like, well, not, I'm on YouTube here, so I can't say the S word, but he did not like it. And you'll also hear the saying, no brown in town. Well, Ronald Reagan brought back the brown suit. He was a big fan of it. And if you look around, I look good in a brown suit simply because I have dark brown hair. And if you can mimic that in your suit and you've got brown hair, it'll look fine. Black hair, not so much. Light colored hairs, not so much. I like brown because the color in general instills a sense of trust. And I find that if you're in business for a second or third meeting, wearing a brown suit works well. It's a little bit off the beaten path and helps you stand out. So moving from brown, we'll talk about blue. And I know I already talked about navy blue. I'm talking about true blue. So this is a blue under different lighting conditions that it will look blue, such as kind of my suit here. This one actually has a little bit of a pattern in it, but you can clearly see this is a blue suit. Blues work great, especially for odd jackets, but when it comes to suits, they're going to stand out a bit, especially when you're in a sea of navy. You're going to be able to see that blue. I like blue suits. I think they make men look younger, but they should be probably a third or fourth suit, not one of your top two. Unless you're in Europe, then you can get I think they could be a second suit. All right, so in summary, we've talked about charcoal gray. We talked about navy blue. We talked about black. We covered medium gray. We covered light gray. We covered tan. We covered brown. And we covered blue. Now, I didn't really talk about white. And in just quick summary, go look up Tom Wolfe. White is something that you really need to know what you're doing. And I guess unless you're getting invited to one of Puff Daddy's parties, you're not going to be wearing a white suit very often. If you ever do, wear it in the summer. Make sure it fits. All right, this has been Antonio Centeno with Real Men Real Style. I'll see you around. Bye-bye.